Hey guys, it's Joe, the 50-something Dasher, with another video here. And in today's video, I want to talk about contract violations with DoorDash. And basically how I handle them. So this is today's video. I'm recording this on January 28th, 2024, Sunday. I'm not sure yet when I will actually post this. Um, Maybe next weekend. I don't know. Because I'll probably be posting recap videos all this week. But anyway, I'm getting kind of off topic here. So I wanted to do a video on contract violations, but I wanted to wait till I actually received my next one, but so that I could have like the screenshot here for this video and also for the thumbnail. And like I said, this is the first contract violation I've received since the last one was before I started this channel. So it's been a while. And I know, especially if you're a newer dasher and you haven't received one of these things yet, to be honest, I didn't know anything at all about them when I received my first one. So I log into the app, I go to my ratings page and see this number in red and the words contract violation. And then you start freaking out and you're like, oh my gosh, like this sounds bad. Like, what did I do? And I violated the contract. And so, but and I wouldn't say that I've received a whole lot of these. I don't keep track. I only keep track of them like until they fall off. So I don't have the exact number of how many total lifetime contract violations I've received. It's probably around 8 to 10 maybe. And typically where most of these are going to come from or most of the ones that I've received anyway, are basically customers trying to steal. That's basically it. So it's on the I'd say more than half of the ones that I've ever received is a hand to customer where there's no picture, there's no proof that you actually like handed the customer that order. So the customer just takes the order from you with a smile and says, "Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Dasher." And then "Oh, you're welcome, customer." And you go about your merry way. And then they close the door and get on the app and report that they never got the item or the order, I should say. And then you receive a contract violation. Now, what I do on every single one, and I would highly recommend all dashers do this, but there is a option to dispute, that's a word I was looking for, to dispute the contract violation. And you'll see that when when you click on it, and then then you'll see the date and you click on that and it'll show the restaurant that the order was from, and then the reason for the contract violation. And then there's down at the bottom, if you scroll down to the bottom, there's a link to click on where you can dispute the contract violation. So on Leave at the Doors, you have your picture that you take. That should, if you get any contract violations where it's a leave at the door, then, and you know that you've done everything that you're supposed to do, then you file that dispute and be as descriptive as you can in that dispute. Now they only allow, I tried to write a book on the contract violation today, so I started going off on mine and with every little detail, but the only problem is there's a 500 character limit. So you gotta choose the best wording and try to be brief about it. You can't, unfortunately, you can't write a book, as I tried to do today and discovered the hard way you can't. But on Leave at the Doors, just cover your basis. Just say, I arrived at the customer that where GPS instructed me to go. You can see if you pull up my trip, and DoorDash can, when you're logged into their app, they monitor, they can tell wherever you were and wherever your car was located in this world down to like inches. They know exactly where you are at all times when you're logged in. So they can see that you pulled up to the right location. If you took a picture, they can clearly see that. Now, I had but on Hand to Customers, there's no obviously there's no picture, and that's where some of my early contract violations came from. Is a Hand to Customer, and so there's no picture. Then I drive away. They report that they never got it when I know I delivered it. So what I started doing, and I would highly recommend doing this, and some dashers might have different things that they do, but this is what I do. So on every single Hand to Customer order that I ever deliver, I do this on every one. I have, unless on some customers the chat option is blocked, or you can't. But that's kind of rare. But most all of the time, you can send a text message through the app to the customer. And I have two messages that I send. The first message says, "Hello, this is Joe, your dasher. I have arrived with your order, and I am now getting out of my car to deliver." Okay, so that's the first message. I get out, I deliver the order, Hand to Customer, come back to my car, and the second message that I send it says, "Order has been delivered. Thank you for placing your DoorDash order today." Okay, I send that message, and then I wait at the very least 1 minute. Sometimes, depending if it seems like I'm kind of like, if the situation seems kind of shady or shady area, or things don't like smell right, I'll wait 2 or 3 minutes. But at the very least 1 minute after I stay either parked right where I'm at, or if I'm in a customer's driveway, I'll move my car out like just onto the street and stop where I don't leave the vicinity. And then a minute later, then I close out the order in the app and mark it as complete. Because the thought process there is, if they're going to say that they didn't receive the order, then they should reply back to my second message. I said, "Order is delivered. Thank you for placing your order." If they didn't get it, there should be a message, "Oh, hey, wait a minute, I didn't get the order." So so that covers me and I've, ever since I started sending those messages, I've only had since then just one contract violation because of that situation. Since then, it was these punk teenage kids that stole some smoothies off of me, and they didn't care if I sent messages or not. But I filed a dispute on that, and DoorDash removed that contract violation. And also always always keep track of your orders, your information, cover all your tracks. I had a feeling something was going to be wrong, possibly with this order that I got the contract violation on today. This was a Leave at the Door order, and I go right where GPS instructed me to go. And so I had a house on my right that I could clearly see the address, and it was like 4 numbers higher than my customer. And the pin was directing me to deliver to the house to my left. Okay, so I get out of the car with the order, go up to that house. I don't see a house number on this house, but this should be the house. It's where the pin is at, and the next door was only 4 numbers off. So this should be it. So I drop off the order, I take a picture, and drive just a little ways away, park on the street, and the customer messages me and says that I delivered to the wrong house. So they knew I delivered the order, and they knew that I was right there within feet of where the customer was, and had to have known where I delivered that. So I sent a message to the customer, oh, sorry about that, and explained the pin situation. And then, like, it was probably a minute or two later, I go into my customer rates and see the contract violation. So, so basically, I did my dispute, and then just explained everything in my dispute, how I arrived, and the pin locations, and how the customer messaged me. I apologize, all this and that. And then one last thing that I would recommend doing is at the end, I know this takes up some of your 500 characters, but I would still, do this anyway in your dispute. At the end, the last thing that I say in all of my disputes is for DoorDash to please, this particular customer account, please block this customer from going forward in the future. I don't want to get any more orders or offers for this particular customer. And that's another thing is, customers like this, when they decide to steal or cause you to have contract violations or whatever, they'll keep doing this. A lot of them are like repeat offenders, and all it takes is to get like 3 or 4 of these at like one time, and then DoorDash, the system will just automatically like deactivate you, from what I understand. So if I get something like this and I knew that I was doing the job, I was in the right location, hey, I might not have delivered to the right house, but I think it's understandable that I delivered to where the pin on the map was on my GPS. Okay? And it had to have been close enough to where the customer actually was, within feet. So I can't take a chance of having to deliver to this customer again and the same thing happening and getting multiple contract violations. So I asked DoorDash to block those accounts, and I've been successful at that. They have blocked certain customer accounts that I've had issues with, and so that I don't have to deal with this in the future. Now, typically, it's usually only one to if DoorDash is going to remove the contract violation and look at my dispute and say, okay, we're going to go ahead and take this off of him. It's typically the next day, or maybe at most 2 days. If you go more than 2 business days and it's still on there, then it's going to stay on there, and you have to do 100. It's like not completing order and dropping an order. It's where you have to wait 100 deliveries before it falls off. Same thing with contract violations. It takes 100 deliveries and then that'll fall off. But it just, it just kind of sucks because if you have a contract violation on your account like I do now, then for the next 100 deliveries, you had to be really, really extremely careful and dot all your I's and cross all your T's. Because like I said, if I just get one or two more, I could be pushing deactivation, and it could just happen just like that. I have had two at one time. I received them both on the same day. Both of them was no tip customers that I delivered to on the same day. And I can't remember. I think I might have had one of those where DoorDash removed it and the other one had to wait the 100 deliveries. Maybe. I can't remember for sure. But anyway, and that's all I have. That's how I approach this, and my best advice for contract violations. If you do this for any length of time, and you do over 100, 200 deliveries or whatever, you're gonna run into this. It's an almost given. So don't panic. Don't freak out. Just do, fill out your dispute and with as much information as possible, and hope that they remove it. If not, it'll come off after 100 deliveries and you just move on. So that's the best you can do. But anyway, that is it for this video. If you have any comments, questions, concerns about contract violation, just leave a comment down below. Make sure to like my video, subscribe to the channel, check out my other videos, and we'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching.